views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
Hello, welcome to my show. This is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page. Today's special guest on Zoom is Sandra Parker.
Hello.
She's a watercolor artist.
Thank you for having me, Patty.
Oh, nice to be having you here. I've been admiring your work for several months now. So, wow, she's good.
Oh, thank you.
And the
Appreciate
latest one you have with the autumn leaves and the
Oh.
woman's face in there.
You like that one?
Yeah, can you show that? Do you have it with you or what?
Sure. I actually have the physical painting if that's what you're looking for. I can
Okay.
go. I don't know how well it'll fit. I'll have to turn off my background, but I do have it.
Aha, very good. How long did it take for you to do that one?
Oh, let's see. Probably about 15 to 20 hours. It took me several painting sessions to do.
You have to let it dry, then on top and on top and on top.
Yeah, so I started out here with the leaves here and did them first, and that took about 4 or 5 hours, and it's pretty exhausting. So I did it in sections, kind of different. In fact, I posted progress, I guess, photos as I completed each painting session, and those are on my Instagram account. I believe I posted them on Facebook as well. So
You take a gander at them,
Say again?
I like the face. Whose face is that profile?
It's just from my imagination.
You got a good one.
Oh, thanks. It's based on a couple of trees I saw, and I want to say it's a couple of years ago now, but it just stuck in my mind. And these trees were visible on the median as I drove down the road on the way home. And this particular kind of in profile look was only visible in the evening when the street lamps were on. And certain parts of the tree was lit up, and it looked like a woman's face framed by the hair. So I've never forgotten that. I've been wanting to paint it, so I finally decided I'd paint it.
You did a memory, or did you have
Yeah.
a picture?
Oh no, I couldn't take a photo as I was driving. It was just, as
Yes, it's all blurry.
So it's just from my memory, and then of course augmenting, because the trees here don't turn this color. So I took artistic license and made them a pretty autumn color. I figured that that would look the
So-
nicest.
Where were you born and raised, my friend?
Oh, I was born overseas. My dad was in the military. And so I was born in Germany and then lived various places until I landed here when I was 9. So I've lived here since I was a child for the most part. But
And when you were growing up, who influenced you the most,
for art,
or anything really?
oh,
Parents, friends.
yes, it would have to be my mom. She was a single parent for a long time, because that's why we ended up in Tucson. My parents split, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
she's quite the role model, and very strong. So I tend to be very independent and kind of following after her footsteps.
You go, girl. So, What schools did you go to when you came over here to
Well, I
United
grew up here
States?
in Tucson, so I just went to the local high school here, Saguaro High School, and then went to Pima Community College. I got a 2-year degree in back then it was called computer programming.
Mhm.
Now
Yeah,
it's called software engineering. Yeah. So I've been in that technical field all my life. In fact, I still work for a web software company today as a full-time, and only started doing art a couple of years ago.
so when you first started to do art, what motivated you to start doing anything like that?
Well, COVID happened and I took an online art class, believe it or not. It was just a drawing class, and I had a lot of fun. So I took another one, figure drawing class,
Mhm.
and figured, oh, I don't know what I'll do next. You know, art was fun, but then my figure drawing teacher actually asked me in the final one-on-one session I had with him. He said, "So you're going to take painting next?" And I said, "Oh no, you can't erase painting. I'm terrified of making mistakes." And that has always been my kind of Achilles heel, because I can erase, if it's a pencil or charcoal. And he says, "No, you have the skill. You should pursue painting."
Yeah, when you
Wow.
got it in you, girl.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So
So
you got kids,
I
married?
do have three children. The oldest is in his 30s, and my youngest is about to turn 21.
You don't look like you have a child of 30. My stars.
Oh, thank
Hmm.
you. And I waited until I was almost 30 years old before I had my first child. I know. Shh. I'm about ready to
I'm 71, so
retire.
anyways, I don't look it, I don't act it, and that's the way it is.
That's right. That's how it should be.
So is your family, your children and husband, are they into art as well?
Oh, no. I'm the only one. My sister is artistic. She did well. I always thought she was the artist growing up,
Mhm.
and she never pursued an art career though. And I might doodle here and there. And I remember, like, I don't know, 15 years ago, drawing a face and thinking, "Well, that looks pretty cool," and then just forgetting about it.
Mhm.
It wasn't until my daughter, who was in middle school at the time, I want to say almost 8 years ago now, she said, "I have to do a project for class where they're going to make a book, an actual physical hardback book. And I'm supposed to write a story and draw pictures." She says, "I don't feel comfortable drawing pictures. Mom, can you help me with the pictures?" I'm like, "Okay, what do you want to draw?" And she showed me some examples of anime, people, and said, "Can you just make up characters that go along with a story?" And that's what I did. I just used colored pencil and drew some very simple, basic anime, and even drew a dragon. That was
Oh
fun.
boy,
I know. And I thought, well, this is
fire.
pretty, yeah. And then promptly forgot about it for another 5 years until COVID happened. So I said,
COVID
"Oh,
did a lot of damage to a lot of people.
it did." But it kind of made you turn in different directions. You
Yes,
realize, there are other things that can be done if you can't get out of the house. And I said, all right, if I can't get out of the house like I normally do, I'm going to do something else. And I've been in love with it ever since,
so you got paintings on the wall, girl. Is that yours? Up there to
Oh,
your left, up
all mine, yes. So, in
behind
fact,
you. Okay, where's yours? Can I see yours?
my paintings,
Some of your paintings that are on Facebook, we can be able to put in as we
yes.
talk about them, their names.
So what you see behind me here is, I'm going to turn the camera a little bit. That one is, I call that Skyline Sunset. That
Yeah.
is just a abstract representational. Screaming Green is up there too. I'm going to pull it down because this one is one of my early tree paintings. I have a lot of tree paintings.
So you have grown over the years in painting. Have you
Yeah.
drawn humans? Oh, Suki. That's interesting.
Some reflection there.
I see. Well, that's lovely. Screaming
Yeah.
into what? Where's it going?
It's kind of a play on words, a joke, because my teacher, my watercolor painting teacher, when she was first teaching us how to paint plants, and it was kind of a whole focused module.
I see you got this. Oh, there you are, girl.
So
Oh, I
just-
lost you.
She said, okay, plants are not the color of green that comes out of your paint tube. In fact, I've got it right here. It's called sap green. It's a very bright, screaming green. This is not a realistic green for what we see out in the world.
No.
No, it's a component, but
Mhm.
oftentimes you have different shades of green. And so she just called that screaming green. And I painted this after I completed taking her course. I was totally done with her class and decided in honor of her, I would try to do an all green painting. Excuse me.
You basically, when you do green, the normal green. Well, I think I take a swig myself. Here. Do you blend them with brown or reds?
Hmm.
Oh, wait.
Red. Red is a complementary color, so it's the best one to darken and to dull the brightness of the color. And if you want to enhance it, well, and then you'd add yellow if you want to get it kind of a
Bluish.
brighter, warmer side.
Green, no, it comes from blue and yellow.
Correct.
See, I
If
know
you-
my paintings.
Here's an example. I've played with different colored greens. This is my new Leafy Vine series. I don't have any other creative ways to call it. There we go. So these
Yeah,
first,
leave that alone. Oh, that is nice. Do
this
you
is,
know sumii, Japanese?
no, I've never tried that.
That's what I've been doing.
Oh, nice. So this has different shades of green, and there's a lot of blue in this, in the flowers,
Yes.
in the leaves themselves.
It is.
This one, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I've done sumii many moons ago when I was in Canada, where I was from.
Cool.
Yeah.
So tell me more about sumiki. Is that ink?
Japanese.
Yeah.
And when you got a piece of paper like
There.
this, flat piece of paper, you take a paintbrush and you,
Oh, calligraphy.
yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. I did locusts and stuff.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I do have some Japanese brushes, some of the large, it's a large calligraphy brush.
And you have black, you
Yeah, I have
it down with water.
So I have all the equipment to try. I'm just
Yeah, it's good. It's worth it. I love it. It's
I'll probably
different.
have to look up some YouTube videos on
Yeah,
how.
there should be videos on computer doing that. Anyways, I
was-
fell in love with some of your paintings. The one
Yeah.
Maui boats.
Oh, Maui boats. Yeah, I have that one here. This one one moment.
Okay, I'm holding. I might not let go. Ah, okay, here she comes.
This one is
That's
one
my
of
favorite. That's
so
the
this one is based upon a photograph that I took while in Hawaii, in Maui, at a harbor there waiting for a ferry to go to Lanai, where they have a cat rescue.
now that it's being burnt up. I don't know. They're gonna get
So
more.
I don't think that this particular harbor was consumed by fire. I know my favorite one, Lahaina Town, was. We would always stay in West Maui when we visited Maui. And in fact, my family has a timeshare there. And let's see, I would be there today if it weren't for the fires, because that's where my sister and I had planned on going vacation this year. So
Oh, well, so much for that.
I'm so devastated.
I'm
by
sorry about the deaths and all that. So, you started out in what kind of genre many moons ago?
genre as far as my painting style. Realistic, semi-realistic, let's call it. I wasn't very good at making it look exactly the way I saw it, but I was very intent In fact, I have a is it here? I have a trying to think now if it's in a gallery. I'll have to look at my list because it's
You got a
not.
gallery. How many do you have in there?
Oh, I not locally here in Tucson. So there are group exhibitions, calls for exhibitions throughout over a lot across the country, and so
Mm.
I submit to those, and I have a couple paintings. But they just came back from Colorado, which is why no, it's in right now. The one I'm thinking of is a portrait of my husband. It is called Selfie, and that was I know it's funny because he's wearing these mirror glasses, and of course, as I took the picture of him, it was me and being reflected. Well, I didn't want to paint me, so I just painted the same image
As
of him smiling on the glasses, and so that's why I called it Selfie, because it was himself being reflected in the glasses.
what does he do?
He's also in information technology. He's a project manager for a healthcare company here. Mhm.
My dad was in the Royal Canadian Air Force, Second World War.
Wow.
He had those glasses, you know.
Oh, the aviator kind of
So
glasses.
that's why I
Yeah.
asked, because of
Well,
the
he loves that style. Yeah. No, but he's never been in the
aviation.
military. We are military brats, though, both of us. He is an Army brat and I'm an Air Force brat.
Ah, I'm an Air Force brat.
All right.
Anyways, let's get back to the questions. I'm running amok. What is your mission or goal in your painting? Why?
Hmm?
Why?
Why paint?
Why do you paint?
As I mentioned, I started painting for myself,
Mhm.
but then realized that other people liked my work.
Mhm.
And so I like to share it to make other people happy. In other words, to build them up, because it really helps me to create them. And if I enjoy it, maybe other people would as well. So I write, I deal with a lot of pain. So sometimes just looking at something beautiful helps you forget the pain. And that was my initial mission statement. But ultimately, if it helps somebody else cope with their issues or problems, because you know what, you can never escape it. Life is just full of it, one way or another.
And it's therapy when you paint,
Mhm.
especially when you express yourself,
Right.
how beauty is and all that. You basically do watercolors now, nothing else.
Correct. That's the only class they offered on a Saturday,
Oh,
the
really?
local college. Yeah.
Do
So
you
go
teach?
ahead. I don't teach painting, although I have taught professionally just in my job. I certainly can teach, but I suppose I could go teach now if I wanted to. In fact, where my current local showing is, it is a workshop. So I was thinking of volunteering to teach there.
Where's your studio?
So my studio is in my home, in one of my spare bedrooms. My son moved out and I moved in.
Oh, good. Don't tell your son that. How do you get your clients? People who are interested in commission.
A lot of my Facebook postings get interest and traction there. I have a much larger Facebook following than I do Instagram. I'm building up Instagram as well, and I'm actually started on Reddit also. So I'm looking to. So the Facebook crowd I know is a certain demographic, and then Reddit will fill is like the exact opposite. And Instagram is all over the place, so I'm not sure. My daughter likes TikTok a lot, and she's like I said, almost 21. So I don't know if I'm ready to dive into TikTok to advertise or not. But
So, how many of your works are in galleries, and are they very expensive, or do they just display, or?
oh, they're all for sale. Depends on what you consider expensive. I have sold some, but ultimately they have to find the right buyer. And I found that when they're in a gallery that is not in Tucson, or that people don't know me or my work,
Yeah.
then they usually don't sell there. I've only sold locally, so it's just in order for people to be willing to pay for an original painting,
Mhm.
its true value, they have to know the artist and or know
That's
their
why you're
work.
on my show.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Because
you
I love
inviting.
your work.
Oh, thank you. Mhm.
So, do you get your ideas from what the client wants by pictures or paintings or something?
What I see,
What
it's
do you
what
see?
I see in the world. I have my cell phone that I carry with me when I go on walks, when we go on any outs, it's always at the ready to take a picture.
Mm.
So I have thousands of pictures on my cell phone.
Oh boy, it's gonna get full.
I know I've already had to swap out the SD card for a larger one.
Oh, for goodness gracious.
It's just I will never run out of things to paint. There are so
Sure.
many ideas.
I do crochet and knitting, and I write lyrics for other people to sing my songs. So I don't stop doing that as well.
Right.
I mean, I'm very creative. When something happens in your life and you really want to get rid of that frustration or whatever,
Mhm.
crocheting. I mean, not just stuffing out, you just get to it, forget about anything else around you while you're.
Exactly.
It's
When I'm painting, the whole world goes away. So I know exactly what you mean. I love it when I watch like somebody look at my painting for the first time. I look at the expression on their face,
Wowzer.
and then I ask them, what does it make you think of? How does it make you feel? And it's just, first of all, it's thrilling just to kind of hear their feedback, but it's amazing how different each person sees.
React.
Right. And it's all colored by our own history, our own experiences. And one person's interpretation of it can be 180 degrees in the opposite direction of another person's. And oftentimes what I like to do on posts is ask a question.
What do you
What
think?
does this make you think of? Right.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think the title should be.
Yeah.
I may have already named it, but I purposely hold the title just so I don't give a preconceived notion. I want them to
You figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And for contracts, doing a commission for each client, do you have to pay it outright, the amount, or 50% before you start doing it?
Yes. 50% up front is what I require because if there's no commitment from my customer, how do I know that once I
He's going to
complete
pay.
the very specialized painting that they're going to actually pay? So
So
once you put that down, that money, then I know they'll stick around.
I got you, girl. And so you just do painting with watercolors. What type of style of watercolors now? Is it abstract, like I've seen the screaming trees or green, whatever? Or do you do animals, people, houses?
I do it all. I
do it all.
I do
Girl,
it. Well,
I'm
a
friends
lot's
with you.
objectionable to me. So I
Kidding
paint
with you.
buildings. I've gone out and plein air painted buildings locally here in Tucson. I paint people and pets, animals, landscapes, abstracts. What else?
Anything.
I like to paint starscapes. I see one up on the wall and I'm just a huge fan of. Maybe I don't know if I can get to it. I want to show.
Has brilliant, like a light blue, a white with against a blue background, like.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Let me grab it. So
Nice
right
stuff.
here in my studio. I need to go around all of my camera equipment because excuse me, I do live broadcasts on Instagram. So I've got a bunch of camera equipment sitting here.
That's it. Beautiful. Oh, my stars. Ha, he's a star. Is that supposed to be a snowflake or a star or two
It's
stars and
two
one
stars. I call it twins. They're twin
Twin.
stars,
I'm a
basically.
twin. Anyways, that's great. I love it. How long did it take to do that?
Oh gosh.
Oh, gosh, that long?
This one I painted I'm gonna say at least a year ago.
Year.
Um,
Looks difficult.
it was because I had to, the white, I painted transparent watercolor, which means there's no white. If I wanted it to be white, the white of the paper is the color white.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have to preserve the white somehow, either by not painting on it, which with watercolor, because it's water, wants to go wherever it wants to go.
It bleeds.
So yes, water control is very important. So with that particular piece, I used a product called Liquid Mask, and I drew on the mask and made the kind of star shapes with that.
Did
And
you
then I
have to
painted
do like a ruler or something like that to get it straight?
I did, I drew the lines that I knew I wanted to go on, and then I put the mask on, and I used a metal ruler. I'm looking for it.
Aha!
Yesterday.
A ruler.
Dragging along. So I literally would take the here's my latest one. So I would literally scrape it like this, just scrape,
Ah, maybe.
pull it in a straight line.
There you go.
And that was really fun. This is my latest one. You probably can't see anything of it. It's going to be palm trees. So I've got the background in
Oh, that's good.
the palm tree. So the cloudy, semi-cloudy sky and the little blue peeking out is there. That's from another picture when I was in Hawaii last as well.
We are almost at the end of our show, my dear.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
You're having so much fun.
I gotta do it more with you, girlfriend. I have to. You're
I'd love to.
I'm odd.
Oh, thank you.
I'm odd, but that's what would you like to say to my audience?
Oh
To
gosh.
encourage them. Painting is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. If you didn't think you were ever an artist, I'm like the poster child for that. Try it and you'll fall in love with it. It doesn't matter if you're good, you'll get good. Just do it.
And go to classes too. That should help.
Yes, I took classes. So there was a certain amount of effort obviously involved with that.
And just be yourself. You don't have to copy anyone else.
Exactly. Your own creativity is important because otherwise you'll lose your love for it. You totally will.
Thank you, Sandra Parker,
Well,
for
thank
being
you.
on my show. This is Patty Hunter, Patty's Page. See you
Thank you.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us always, for the rest of our lives.